Hello, everyday leaders. It is Melanie Ake, and tonight is Wednesday, May the what day is it? It's May something. I think it's 13th. Yes, it's the 13th. So I wanted to come on tonight. I have been online all day long. I feel like I live on Zoom and on all these media platforms because we have to. It's our way to connect. And I'm checking one thing real quick here. Make sure that this is live feeding. All right. Remove that. Sorry, I'll be right back. So I wanted to share with you something that I was teaching tonight, and I think it's really important. So bear with me real quick. All right, there we go. Perfect. So now this should be streaming across all my streams, including YouTube. So I'm Melanie Ake. If you're following me on the Everyday Leaders platform, I want to say hello to you. We have been teaching a class on podcasting. So if you followed me through the last few years, you know that we have a very crazy, fun podcast called Everyday Leaders 50 and 50. And I wanted to come on tonight because I think there's so much value in what I'm getting feedback on and learning from other people, which is people have a lot of fear. Hey, Lachelle, people have a lot of fear thinking about starting a podcast. So I just wanted to come on here tonight to give everybody encouragement. So, Joe, my husband, is my producer. I call him my magician because he just makes things happen. I ask him to help me, and he just makes things happen. And it's really easy for him, scary for me, easy for him, because he's been in audio and technical media for his whole life. And so when you listen to the Everyday Leaders 50 and 50 podcast, hey, Chuck. Um, and so what's really great is when you listen to it, he has an ear for the sound. And I love to be on audio. I love to do the interviews. It's my gift to be able to share information. Hey, Michelle. Hey, people, how are you? So, why I'm coming on here is because I've gotten so many calls over the last 8 weeks while we've been in this COVID-19 isolation that everybody wants to learn how to start their podcast. And so, a lot of questions come up about how do I theme it? What am I passionate about? I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know if I'm going to go back to my old job. I don't really know what I want to do. And so Joe and I created a little class, just an introductory class last Saturday, and 50 people signed up for it, which told me, oh my goodness, there is a great need, there's a great gap. And so I want to share with you what we shared with the class, right? So if you weren't able to attend last Saturday, takeaways were you can get into podcasting for under $100, right? So that's the one thing that people were like, what? You can get into podcasting for under $100 and you can do it. Anybody can do this. So as you're thinking about the last 8 weeks, if you've been journaling at all, reflecting on the last 8 weeks, what are some things that you've learned about through COVID-19? Do you have something that you've learned? Is there something that you've changed? Are there habits that you're increasing? Are there relationships that have changed through COVID-19? You have a topic right there. You have a topic to talk about because what's happening is we are all becoming more experts in those things that we're passionate about. Now, it might seem kind of crazy that it's right in front of you, but it really is. It's right there in front of you. So I want to encourage you, if you've thought about ever starting a conversation, maybe a coffee chat, maybe a Facebook group, something that you really believe in, that you think, like I told the class tonight, if you were in a room and you had five people in your life that you could choose, that they come to you for everything, they come to you for advice, they come to you for what? What is that they come to you for? That's the thing that you should be sharing with other people because there is a value to that, right? So I wanted to just share with you what I shared with the class tonight. And these are the 5 books that have really influenced my life. You'll know some of them, maybe you'll know all of them. But I wanted to take you down this little journey because I think if you're starting to think about podcasting, theming, branding, producing, then you have to have these 5 books in your life, right? So, Chuck Parker, you'll know these. I hope you remember these. And here we go, right? So, number 1 book, my favorite, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Why? Because if you follow these principles, these 15 themes, you really begin to understand yourself. These 15 themes you can put anything through. Starts off with intentionality, awareness, knowing yourself, reflecting on your journey, your environment that you're in, your life of design, how you're designing your life, what you're going to trade off, how you're going to contribute to the world, how you're going to expand your ideas, how you're going to show up and be different, how you're going to stretch yourself. All of these themes are in that 15 Laws book and more, right? The law of pain. You're experiencing pain right now because things are different that you can't control. There's a lesson in that. So get that book first. The second book of the 5 is Strength Finders. If you've never used this book, if you've never taken this assessment, it is amazing. I'm going to say it. It's amazing. It gives you about 20 pages to read. It's fun. It's like a game. There's a code in the back of the book. And you go to the computer after you've read these 20 pages and you type in the code, the secret code, right? It's like a decoder ring. You type in the code and you take this assessment. And the assessment is pretty fun. It's timed, basically. You go on, you take this assessment, and then it spits out your top 5 strengths. So it's really great because it lets you understand, again, how you're showing up in the world. That's your natural strength. And so for those top 5, you buy the book and you get those top 5 from that code. Now, you can also pay an additional fee and you can get the extra 29 strengths in order. And that's a total of 34, which is a great thing, right? It's a great way to kind of say, where am I at in my life and where do I need to go next? So Strength Finders is the number 2 book. Number 3, Teresa Quinlan, you would love this, but I'm going to share it anyway. Emotional Intelligence. This is book number 3. If you want to start a podcast, this is the 3rd book that you need to put in your artillery because you really want to understand about yourself and the world around you, especially if you think you want to have a podcast where you're going to interview guests. So you have to have this 3rd book. So let's review. The first one was the 15 Laws of Growth, right? This is the first one that you need, and you need to learn it, take a class on it, get to know your own self. The second book was Strength Finders. You need to take this assessment and be able to understand your God-given strengths and what your passions are. The 3rd book we talked about was Emotional Intelligence. So really understanding how to react to the world, what the world sees you as, how you show up, right? This is really, really important, especially if you're going to interview people on your podcast. You ready for the 4th one? This is really fun, isn't it? The 4th one is The Purple Cow. So Seth Godin's The Purple Cow. If you've never read this, this is a great book for marketing. So being a genius in marketing and saying, how are you going to theme yourself to show up in the world that people are going to want to care about it? So you've got to look different. You've got to really understand what your passion is, right? If it's about basket weaving, it's great. If that's your passion, you're going to show up and you're going to really care to get information and share information with the rest of the world. So if you read The Purple Cow, this will help you get your mind around the marketing pieces that you want for your own podcast. All right. And the final book, number 5, is Tribes. So Tribes is a great book by Seth Godin. Again, just by chance, but he's a great influencer. And so what I want to share with you about this is This teaches you how to create an influence for a group. So if you're going to have a podcast, you want people to follow you because you're passionate about it too. I'm passionate about leadership. My design was based on a lot of things. If you don't know my story, there's a lot to the 50 and 50. And I don't have time for that tonight. But what I do want to tell you is you can be a podcaster. You can share your story. You can share your voice. You can teach people and influence the world in a bigger way to impact their lives today because everybody is looking for direction. People are super excited to step into what's going to look next like they're normal. And you know what? Don't discount the fact that you could teach a relationship class podcast. You could teach something about your children. You could teach executives how to get along with their families using disc personalities, right? There's so many ways that it's right in front of you. And I keep saying this, I've said it to every single client this week. I said it to the class tonight. It is right in front of you, and you don't even know it. So people don't think so hard about it. If it's on your heart, if it's on your mind, if it's something that you want to step into, write about it, journal about it, reach out to me. I'm at MAKE at everydayleaders.com. Go to everydayleaders.com, contact me. I'd be happy to spend a few minutes with you and just think through what is that supposed to look like next? And how can I show up and inspire the world? Because it can happen. It can happen. You can theme it. You can have a lot of fun with this. And who knows how much longer we're going to be quarantined, but what if you took 15 minutes a day and started creating content around something that you're really passionate about, something that you're really learning during this whole COVID-19? Wouldn't it be amazing on the other side? All right. So that's what I wanted to encourage you about tonight. I'm really excited. I'm really pumped up. I've been actually on virtual training and media all day long since 7:30 this morning. And I think I'm going to go to bed or get something to eat. but but I wanted to just share this with you. It was on my heart. You know, when I say something's on your heart, you really have to share it because people need us to show up. And there are so many ways, there are so many things that people are wanting to learn, and they're reaching out because my phone is ringing off the hook, and so is Joe's, because people just are like, how do I do this? I need to learn it now. I need to get bigger and better. So I'm going to share with you just right now before I let you go. There's a couple of websites. So if you go to joeakestudios.com, I'm going to share this screen. And all right, so this is what Joe's studio screen looks like now. So he has got a couple of videos on there that he's teaching to get you introduced to the equipment that you'll need to buy for anything that you want to do podcasting. Now, again, like I said, it under $100 budget. So if you have that in mind and you want to start coming here to joeakestudios.com and watch his videos, because he's going to teach you everything that you need to know. And I think that's what's really amazing is you can learn, you can just have a small budget, and you can start from wherever you are. From your kitchen table, you can start. USB microphones and all of the information. He's going to teach you how to do it step by step. And the other thing is, if you need to get a hold of me, right, you can, I'll share this screen. You can go to everydayleaders.com and go right under the subscribe button. You can book now and you can schedule time with me on a discovery call. So I'm happy to help you. I've helped so many people these last few weeks with just thinking into what is it going to look like? What is it going to look like through COVID-19? What am I supposed to be doing with my thoughts and my excitement and my energy and my knowledge? And so everybody's journaling. People are excited and people need you to show up to help them. So I'm going to encourage you. I want you to do this. I want you to reach out to us. If we can help you in any way with your podcasting needs, please do. We love this space. We've been doing this for 3 years and we really have it down. We understand what it takes, the commitment that it takes, and we can help you on your journey. So I look forward to meeting you. please leave me a comment, reach out to us. If you're following on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We'd love for you to subscribe. We have some Everyday Leader gear and some joeake Studios gear that will be coming here in the next few days. So we're going to have some drawings for some gifts, and we would love for you to continue to follow us. So thanks for all your support. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow night for an interview with Ruth Ann Bowen that's going to teach all the business owners about how Wix websites, her company, is going to teach us business coaching and how they're doing some things really unique in the industry right now. So I cannot wait for you to meet Ruth Ann Bowen tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. See you back here then. Have a great night, everybody.